Welcome back. Been a couple of days. Just finished my birthday. Here's what I'm going to be talking about today. Uh, I was wrong about reading. You guys know my history with books and my reading journey, and I've spoken enough about it. But um, there are a few things that I was dead wrong about, I think. I don't know still. I'm figuring this out. But I used to read a lot. I used to read like a book a week. If I'm not wrong, like I can see all the books behind me. Okay, there we go. Just books all the way down. Uh, but in the last 4, 5, 6 months or so, I've not been reading as much. I fell out of the habit of reading, and it just never, like there never was like a incentive to pick it up again. But I think over the last 1 month, I've slowly started to read here and there. It's not a lot, about 10 to 15 minutes a day, which is how you're supposed to generally start, which is what 1 year back I would have prescribed to someone who was getting into reading. So all of that's pretty good. But what I've changed my mind on is how many books I read. Do you need to read fucking 52 books a year? I don't think so. It mostly comes down to what you're looking for in reading. If you're reading to try to improve your life in general, if there's few rules you want to share and you want to understand how to improve like certain aspects of your life, then it's good to just pick up a book, pick up like maybe 3 lessons out of it and try applying it in your life, rather than picking up the 10 best books in that one category you want to improve, reading all of it and not doing jack shit, which is what I used to do. Don't be like me, kids. So here's the game plan moving forward. I think I don't remember who it was, but I've heard this over and over. Like the people that I work with right now also keep talking about this, but they keep talking about how you don't have to read like 10, 15, 20, 50 books a year. You can pick like 5 books maybe and just stick with that. Just learn everything you have to from these 5 books. Oh, I forgot my other book. But yeah, since I'm a fast reader, I'm going to keep it like a little higher, 6 or 7 books that I'm going to be focusing on. And these are books that I've already read. These are books that I've really enjoyed and that have really resonated with me. And I feel like the game plan moving forward for my life and for everything that I'll be doing, I need to constantly revisit these books. These are very strong philosophies that I hold. Even though it's like, confirmation bias, but I still think that it's important for me to really dive deep into these books, understand what the person that has written it is trying to say, and try to embody it, because actions speak louder than words. And ideally, I'd want to have like at least one good lesson, one good actionable philosophy that I can embody through these books. What other books? I have a few of them here. One of them is on the way. I had read it as a digital copy, but I like a physical copy now. But yeah, okay, I'll just walk all through the books. Number 1, without a surprise, is it's inverted. God damn it. Letters from a Stoic by Seneca. So, Stoic philosophy, huge fan. Probably my favorite Stoic philosophy book out of the like the 3 that I've read. 4 that I've read. Ego is the enemy as well. But for out of all the Stoic philosophy books, very easy to read. A lot of lessons that resonate with me like immediately, that like jump right off the bat. For example, memento mori is a big concept in this. So memento mori is something that I live and embody every single day, and think about mortality on a regular basis. So Letters from a Stoic, that's number 1. Number 2 is Discourses and Selected Writings. I picked this book up because PewDiePie, Felix Schellberg, recommended this book. and I was like, I don't see how it could be any different from Seneca's Stoic philosophy, school of thought, basically. Um, and I was like, maybe it's going to be boring because this guy predates Epictetus predates Seneca, so it's like, oh, it's just going to be a more fucking old English writing, which I don't know why they would translate in old English writing if it's been translated into English. But this book really surprised me. I really enjoyed reading this. It was a very slow read. I'm still like, I think 1/4 of the way there, but it is really good. I think you can see why Epictetus like really paved the way for Marcus Aurelius and all these other Stoic philosophers. Very good book. Wouldn't pick it up lightly. Yeah. Third book, probably my least favorite, but since it's everyone else's like favorite Stoic philosophy book, I keep going back to it to give it a try over and over, which I think it deserves that shot. So you guessed it, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. I do not enjoy this book a whole lot as much as the other Stoic philosophy books. Are there good lessons in here? Are there good insights in here? 100%. This book is it's out of all the books that I've read, it's in the top 10%. Don't get me wrong, but is it like, do I have a very strong inclination to put it in my top 5, 6, 7 books that I'm gonna be reading over and over for the next however many months? Debatable, right? So I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to sit down with it a fair bit. Ryan Holiday keeps talking about it. Just so many people keep talking about meditation. So, yeah, maybe it's just where I started. I started off with Seneca. So, maybe you start with meditations and then move on. Who knows, man. Fourth book is... I fucking love this book, man. It's a great book. The Way of the Superior Man by David Data. It talks a lot about masculinity and polarity with the feminine energy, all these different things, what it's like to be a man, how you should be working, your outlook towards sex, and all these different things that are challenging, that we have not been told as men constantly, and we have not been taught. Because I think there's this idea, I don't know if it comes from this book or not, but there's this vague concept. Again, I might get some flack for this, but who gives a shit? Femininity is very intrinsic. Almost nobody needs to tell women that, hey, you need to be like, this is what you need to be feminine. It's not the case for men, which is why you see so much, so many the feminization of men these days is because we've been raised by our mostly by our mothers and grannies and all these, just surrounded by women, right? So men constantly need to be taught what it's like to be a man. So responsibility, duty, all these values of being a man, we constantly need to be taught. Honesty is a big one. So yeah, this is an interesting book. Not a lot that I agree on, but it's a good book. It surprised me in a lot of ways. It's given me a lot of it's oriented me in a lot of ways in some areas of my life. So grateful for that. Great book. Check it out if you haven't. The fifth book is, you cannot see it. That's the Almanac. How do you pronounce Almanac? Okay, there we go. Almanac. That's how it's pronounced. So Almanac of Naval Ravikant. Great book. I fucking love this book. I've underlined every single line in here pretty much. So when I first read this book, I was mostly on the second half of the book, which is, let me tell you. So it was basically, I was mostly on building judgment, learning happiness, saving ourselves, philosophy, all these different things. I did not get into building wealth. which I think it's time to get into and just really explore everything that's been said in this book. A lot of people stand by this book. I stand by this book. If there's any one book that people should pick up that covers almost everything that I'm interested in, everything that I sort of resonate with, pick up Almanac of Naval Ravikant. Great book, super easy to read. The last book, I do not have it on me. It's on the way. It is 12 Rules for Life by none other than Dr. Jordan Peterson. So, yeah, I fucking love the guy. Recently, there are a lot of things that I've been disagreeing with him on, but that's a good thing, I think. I think I'm really starting to break away from who he is as a person and just focus on the some of the things that provide value in my life, and I think that are good navigators in my life, good rules, to put it simply. So yeah, that book is on the way. These are the few books I'm going to be reading, rereading over and over again until it's properly downloaded into my cranium, into my noggin. So yeah, that is it for today. I apologize for I don't apologize. Fuck you. It was my birthday. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do on my birthday. Intrusive thoughts one. Yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know if y'all have read any of these books. Let me know if y'all enjoyed or did not enjoy any of these books, and if I should be reading any other book based on the books that I've already said that I would read. So I'm not going to pick up those books. Again, it's just to make you guys feel a little involved in all of this. If not, thank you for watching. I'll see y'all tomorrow.